If you are working on a laptop using a mouse and a keyboard, this video is for you. AI isn't coming, AI is here, and it is quietly replacing a lot of jobs. White collar jobs are about to disappear forever. Now let's hear what Elon Musk said about that matter.
The robots are going to just do whatever you want.
All the blue-collar labor is being done by robots. All data centers are being built by robots.
The white-collar labor will be the first to go.
The white collar labor are going to be the first sector to be replaced. If you are working in tech, you'll understand him exactly, because I'm pretty sure that you've used a tool like Cursor or Lovable to build a website with only one prompt.
Until you can move atoms, the thing that can be replaced first is anything that involves just digital.
That involves digital. And this is exactly what I said at the beginning of this video. If you are only working on a laptop using keyboard and the mouse, it is very easy to be replaced with multi-agent system. And we've seen very strong orchestrators like Manus, the Chinese product. So it is already happening. It is not something fictional.
Digital, like if it involves tapping keys on a keyboard and moving a mouse, the computer can do that. The AI can do that. So if all you're doing is changing bits of information, which is white collar work, that is the first thing that AI will.
When is all white collar work gone? By when?
Well, there's a lot of inertia. So even with AI at its current state, I'd say you're pretty close to being able to replace
half of all jobs. This is brutal.
And you know that
white collar jobs, that includes anything like education too.
Yeah.
So anything that involves information and anything short of shaping atoms, AI can do probably half or more of those jobs right now.
I think it makes sense, because if your job and if the way you're making money is only by using keyboard and mouse, you are under direct threat, because it is very vulnerable and it is the easiest thing to get replaced. Read this with me. Same thing is happening to white collar office roles in 2026 as what happened to US manufacturing jobs in the late 90s. And he's saying, I noticed something in my company, which is a version 501 of shoring is nothing. It's nothing new. It happened before, but this time the scale is much larger. Previously deemed high value position, which were reversed for developed countries, are now offshored too, mainly to India, and leadership positions, anything from VP and below, which in my company will command like a few hundreds to thousands employees. Only the super senior, and focus on this part, only the super senior, because the entry levels are the most vulnerable category in this game. But let's complete. Only super senior positions are still kept in high cost regions. Are those people crazy? If they removed the leaders below them, new blood cannot be trained in developed countries. We would lose the experience altogether. Next time, the whole company can just move to low cost region, because instead of having like 10,000 employees, you can run the same company with 10% of that number or even less, thanks to it. Now, I'm going to use the simplest rule in business throughout the history, which is demand and supply. Now, let's first start with demand. If building a website or automation or AI agent or whatever is getting easier, so let's use this graph. And here we have difficulty of doing things like building automation, workflow, AI agent, or anything in tech, building a website, wherever. Because as I said, if the thing only requires mouse and the keyboard, AI is going to take over the whole job, if this is your job. So over time, the difficulty is decreasing. So 1 year ago, if you want to build like a website, it took you like 2 weeks. Now, with a complete and comprehensive prompt, it takes only 2 seconds. So the difficulty is decreasing exponentially over time, or even higher. Now, if doing something is getting easier, so that means that the value is going to decrease over time. And this is something that we need to admit, because I see so many YouTubers are trying to make things looks easier than it is. They are promising people that they can make thousands of dollars just by using AI with zero experience over one night. And This is not true. Now, when it comes to supply, if that thing is getting easier, so it means that there's no barrier, or that barrier is just vanishing, because a lot of people are promising that you can deliver really valuable software with zero knowledge. Just prompt the AI to generate whatever you want. Now, if that supply was in 2022, if only the technical people and people from universities or people with degrees can do the job. But now more people are getting into the game. Yes, we have increasing demand, but this demand isn't fitting or doesn't equal the same amount of people willing to fulfill the demand. And this is the big problem, because things are getting easier and the value is decreasing. And within a couple of months, AI is going to take over these kind of jobs. And let's listen to what the CEO of Anthropic said about that matter.
You said AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to
half of the white labor.
AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years.
Yes,
That's shocking.
that's the future we could see if we don't become aware of this problem now.
Half of all entry-level white-collar jobs.
Well,
This is
if
brutal.
we look at entry-level consultants, lawyers, financial professionals, many of kind of the white-collar service industries, a lot of what they do, AI models are already quite good at. And without
A lot of what they do, AI is already very good at. And I agree with him, because now let's say that you want to take a consultancy from a lawyer or whatever. AI can easily do the same thing for you for free, especially if you are talking to an entry level. So let's repeat this again.
service industries, a lot of what they do, AI models are already quite good at, and without intervention. It's hard to imagine that there won't be some significant job impact there. And my worry is that it'll be broad and it'll be faster than what we've seen with previous technology.
And faster. And this is a big disaster, because white collar jobs are huge. Is huge number. Isn't something simple to just skip. And here we are again with Anthropic CEO regarding the same topic.
I think about AI technology and the fact that as it gets better, again, if we don't handle this well, we have a choice here. I'm not saying we're fated for the bad outcomes, but if we don't handle this well, I am worried that fast growth.
He's repeating again the speed of replacing jobs, the fast growth. And AI is literally growing in exponential way. And if you remember the first generative model that generated the first image of Will Smith, and comparing it with Nano Banana, the model that came out after 3 years, when you compare the results, it is insane. So if you are expecting that the white collar jobs are gonna sustain for longer time, I want to tell you no, because of the speed of AI growth. It is insane. And these are the results that I'm referring to. 2 years difference, only 2 years, makes you wonder where AI will be in another 2 years, 5 years, 10 plus years. Can you see the difference of only 2 years in AI growth? So the difference is insane. And as he's always referring to the speed of this process of replacing the white collar jobs, we are noticing that the job posting is decreasing, and even we're seeing layoffs from big companies like Microsoft and Google. And that is happening because of, or as a consequence of, these insane multi-agent systems that can work on different or multitasks concurrently. So if you are saying that AI won't replace 100% of the white collar jobs, you are absolutely right. But let's analyze this to see the actual truth. Will AI replace your job? So the answer is no, even if you are working in a white collar job. Here's the thing. Yes, 20% of job skills will become 10x more productive with AI or enhanced by AI. But on the other side, 80% of job skills will be replaced by AI. And let's consider this 10x time, because that means if you have a company and you have 10 engineers, you only need 1 engineer. So it means decreasing the demand by integrating AI with skilled or highly skilled engineers. So it is still a problem, even if your assumption is correct, and it is correct. AI won't replace 100% of the white collar jobs, but it's gonna replace 80%, and the other 20% will use AI to boost their productivity. And it means that companies are gonna need less numbers of that companies are gonna need lower number of engineers, and it is still a big problem. Now I'm sure that you are asking, then what is the solution? What shall I do? And in the coming videos I'm gonna answer, and I'm gonna give you the exact blueprint how to escape and how to survive in the coming years with the new changes and the new paradigm shift. So make sure to follow my channel and see you in the coming videos.